Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Business Central Musings. Today's video is going to be very short and is not going to be about MB820. This is about a feature in Business Central that we had since I don't know when, a long time. So it's an older feature. It gets improved from time to time. So let's introduce to you retention policies. What are retention policies? Retention policies are, let's look at one of them for change log entry. It's a way of adding some control to your data in the sense that sometimes some tables can grow so much. We might want to truncate that table, or not to truncate it, but we might want to delete data from that table. So for example, what we get out of the box with Business Central, we get I think we get change log entry. I don't think I added it, so it must have been here. Retention policy log entry, which is basically what the system does. It's a set of logs with what the system does every time data is deleted using retention policy. Registered warehouse activity headers, posted warehouse shipments, email inbox. So and you see for all these tables that you also have a retention period. So let's go into one of them, change log entry, and you see the table ID is the change log entry. You can choose the period. Let's see if we show more retention period. This doesn't come with a retention period, but it's enabled, and the field is actually system created at. So what's happening is with the fields, these three fields here refer to the field that's going to be used when deciding what records to delete. So it will look for, let's look at a different, let's look at maybe retention policy log entry. So what the system will do when the retention policy job queue runs, it will look into this table 3905, and it will decide that, based on that table, based on the field system created that, if it's longer than 6 months, if it's been longer in the database since 6 months ago, then that record is going to be deleted. That's how you're setting up the retention policy. You can also see job queue entries here. So this is it's a shortcut to job queue entries. Of course, we can get there typing or searching for job queue entries. But what I wanted to show here is that there is a code unit 3997, and maybe we should have a look at it. What it does, that it's run, well, this is not run at all, but you can set it up to run automatically on specific days of the week, or just daily, and check if any of the enabled policies are enabled. So for example, we see here which one is enabled and which one can be run manual, and it will check in each of these tables which records, which ones are ready to be deleted. There is no filter here, but let's look maybe here. Applies to all records. So for example, for register warehouse activity header, if we are disabling the apply to all records, we will see here that we can actually filter the table using, specific other fields in the register warehouse activity header. Maybe we want to use location, or maybe we want to use type or warehouse activity number. So you can filter not only by this field, the registering date, but you can set up a more expanded filter system. The other thing is, that I wanted to show you is that we can create a new one. We can create a policy, retention policy, a brand new one. Now, can we use any table? Let's see. If we click on the ellipsis button, we can see which tables are by default we can pick for applying a retention policy. Not all the fields, you see, just a few tables are enabled by default for as an object of retention policies. If you want to add new tables here, you need to implement an interface. If you want to set up a specific filter here, you also need to implement an interface. You can also manually run it. So for example, if let's look at this one, which is set as manual. If we look at posted warehouse shipment, we can see that this doesn't have a filtering system. Everything is based on the posting date, and we can click on apply manually, and what's going to happen is the system will delete all the posted warehouse shipping headers that are older than 1 year. We can also add a new retention period here, but for that we will need to this is also the subject of an interface, the retention period. Actually, the retention period and the filters here and customizing a specific table for retention policy means that you need to do some development. You need to do development to add, to make the table that you want to apply retention policies against the subject of retention policies by adding it in this list of tables. You can also, if this is not if the retention period is not in the list here, and you want to create a custom one, then you also need to apply to implement an interface. And if you want to maybe apply a specific filter and have it here by default via code, you also need to implement an interface. But about interfaces and customizing retention policies, maybe watch my YouTube videos or come to Directions 2025 and you'll get a sense of what you need to do to customize retention policies. Thank you, and I'll see you soon. Join our community of learners today. Let's navigate through Business Central together and ace that MBA 20 exam. Subscribe now. Just open up YouTube and in the search type Business Central Musings. And here it is. This is my channel. All you have to do is click subscribe.